Some things are better left in the dark, but these mysteries remained unanswered for too long. Why would Total Drama avoid these secrets? How deep does the rabbit hole get? Stay tuned, because in today's episode, we're trying to find out answers to the deepest mysteries of Total Drama. Number 1. Boney Island. Cursed or rigged? Although we know that in the Total Drama universe, the supernatural is possible, could this be the case with Boney Island? The first thing we notice about the location is the giant cliff with the form of a skull. This island is also known to hold extinct species like the woolly beavers and Stymphalian Canadian geese. In the episode Up to Creek, Chris warns the contestants that if they take anything from the island, they would be cursed forever. However, Beth does not hear this warning because she was using the bathroom at that time. When she gets there, she actually finds a tiki statue and takes it with her. The statue makes it clear that the island has a strong connection to the Native American history. In the past, the first colonists who came to America used to take by force everything they wanted from the local population. So there is a big chance that the island's curse was made by a native shaman who wanted to protect his tribe's resources. That also could explain why the island was unwelcoming to strangers. Some people said that Boney Island was just a place rigged by the producers to increase the ratings, and they have good reasons to say that. Even Chris admitted at some point that he made a few modifications to the island, like putting quicksand traps. However, there are still certain aspects that could not be explained without a supernatural element, especially the effect that the island has on the contestants after they leave the place. Lindsay becoming dumber than ever, Alejandro, the best strategist, revealing his plan to Mal without some safety. At the end of the day, Boney Island still remains as one of the biggest mysteries of Total Drama. Number 2. Z. Just a stoner or trapped in his own mind? When Total Drama 2023 came out, everybody called Z a stoner, and for good reason. But we are here to tell you that his behavior isn't actually created by the illegal substances, but rather by the soda that he always drinks. Get ready for a little biology. Although at first, this connection seems a little stupid. If we look into the latest medical research, we find that when someone has consistently high blood sugar, it can harm the blood vessels in their brain. These blood vessels are like tiny pipes that carry blood to the brain. If the brain doesn't get enough blood, it can hurt the brain cells and make them die. This can cause problems with memory and thinking. So if Z continues too much with his soda diet, it is possible to become as smart as Lindsay. We know that he was disgusted by milk after Julia told him where it came from. However, it didn't really make sense considering that he ate a lot of disgusting things before the milk. Remember when you drank milk in Minecraft to get rid of other potions? A reason why he might have gotten disgusted is because the milk has a positive side effect on the brain. After he drank the milk, there is a chance that his brain might have recovered for a short time and understand better what was happening with him. Number 3. The Psycho Killer. Real murderer or innocent? The Psycho Killer was introduced for the first time in Total Drama Island 2007 in a horror-themed episode in which, after watching a scary movie, the campers were set up to believe that a real serial killer was on the island, with Chef disguised as one. However, towards the end of the episode, after figuring out that Chef was the fake killer, a real one escapes from prison and inexplicably shows up in the cafeteria, where Gwen was eating. But instead of acting like someone, dangerous, he just leaves after Gwen hits him in the face. Although it was obviously a way for the creators to end the episode without scaring the young audience, it could also be a hint that the psycho killer wasn't actually a real killer, but rather someone who just pretends to be one for attention. This mysterious man was even recruited as a new contestant for Total Drama Dirtbags, along with several other random characters, which we all know was just a way for Chris to make the old contestants want to come back for another season. However, after this event, we see him in the beginning of Total Drama All-Stars when he says that he is actually innocent.
I'm innocent, I tell you! Innocent!
At the end of the day, we don't have any proof of him being a killer. Also, his voice and personality makes him seem even more innocent.
Ow! Oh, that was totally uncalled for! Man, I am so out of here!
We believe that he isn't actually a murderer, but he still went to prison for obvious reasons, like pretending to end someone's life. Number 4. Mal. Just a personality or the original? During Total Drama All-Stars, Mal claimed to be the original personality of Mike's head. Although most of the fans immediately thought that it was just a way of intimidation, some fans started to seriously think of this possibility. From all the other personalities, Mal was the only one who didn't need an emotional event to take control. He knew lots of things about Mike and the other personalities. He was even strong enough to imprison Mike in his own head, something that none of the other personalities ever did. So with these arguments, it seems like Mal was the original. However, if we dig deeper into the psychology of the identity disorder, we find out very quickly that this is not the case. In the case of identity disorder, all the other personalities besides the original one came as a protection from the brain to bad situations like being bullied, failing some exams, or anything like that. So if we look closer, every personality has its purpose. Svetlana can do excellent in sports class. Vito can riz the ladies. Manitoba Smith can be very smart. Chester can deal with the bullies. And Mel, well, Mel is the ultimate solution when all the other personalities fail. Mel is like Mike's secret weapon. On the other hand, Mike doesn't have any special ability. There would be no reason for Mal to create him if he was the original. Number 5. Sasquatch and Aqua. Wild beast or paid actor? Sasquatch and Aqua appeared for the first time in Total Drama Island at the end of the episode The Big Sleep, when he and more of his kind kicked Owen out of their cave. After that, he was treated like a cameo up until the episode Are We There Yeti? Although the creature is shown to be real, there are many scenes when we saw him doing unusual things like watching TV or being in a pool with the band Total Drama Brothers. Things that would rather be done by a human. So here comes the question. Is Sasquatch and Aqua a real beast, or just another actor hired to boost the ratings? Well, the answer could be both. His name is literally a combination between the word Sasquatch, which is the other name for the legendary Bigfoot, and the word Wawanakwa. This makes him Total Drama's personal mystery. But if we search more about Bigfoot's legend, it says that these creatures manage to avoid humans by being smart enough to hide in the most inaccessible places and hunt in the most isolated locations. So, considering that Sasquatch and Aqua might be as smart as the original Bigfoot, he could have been hired by Chris to appear in Total Drama in order to give the show more popularity. That could also be the reason why, after the shrink of Camp Wawanakwa, Sasquatch and Aqua retired to the Pakatu Island, an unusual place for him, considering that all the other animals from the island were just robots. Number 6. Ezekiel. Still human or something else? After his elimination in the Total Drama World Tour, Ezekiel's life began to change completely, becoming a feral until the end of the season. Although he went through difficult conditions, the show doesn't really explain why he suffered such dramatic changes, like the green skin or the hair loss. But we are here to tell you that it was a mutation. However, here we don't talk about a radioactive mutation like in Total Drama Revenge of the Island, but rather a molecular one. Let us explain. Our body reacts to everything we eat or do. Now think that Ezekiel was forced to survive alone on the plane, eating rat food or even the actual rats from the plane. That forced his body to change in order to adapt to his diet. Also, the lack of sunlight affected his vitamin D and made his hair drop. Just think of the fact that he stayed in the most isolated parts of the plane for almost an entire season. So Ezekiel from the end of Total Drama World Tour is still human, but with very different body function. Number 7. B's mutism. Medical condition or just roleplay? Even from his audition tape, B was shown to be one of the smartest contestants from Total Drama. The audition tape was also the place where we almost saw him speaking before the camera went off. That was strange, because the audition tapes aren't live, so he could have gotten new camera batteries and remade it. The only reason why he would have left it like that could be to increase the mystery around his character. But things don't stop there, because he never speaks during all his time in Total Drama Revenge of the Island. We know that he can speak and chooses not to because there are many occasions when he almost says something but stops at the last moment. Even when he was eliminated, he wanted to speak, but Chris catapulted him in the last moments. If B couldn't speak at all, he wouldn't even try it in the first place. So why does B truly choose not to speak? The answer is ratings. After the success of the first cast, the producers needed to level up their game in order to keep the audience's attention. Just being a genius teen wasn't enough for them, so most likely they proposed to be that he would be accepted in the show if he pretended not to speak. That can also be the reason why his audition tape ended so suddenly, because it was edited by the producers. But if that is true, it makes us wonder how many contestants' personalities are true and how many are just simple role plays. There it is, guys. What do you think is the truth behind these mysteries? Make sure to tell us in the comments. Take care and see you next time with a brand new video.